Stay tuned, wrestling fans. This is North American Championship Wrestling. With me here is the most prolific, most dynamic wrestler ever in the history of the business. He is the Barbarian. He is the champion. And we're coming to your town and we're coming to your living room right now, so stay tuned.
Hello, wrestling fans. Here today with Persephone. Persephone got a tough one tonight. Former WWF World Ladies Champion Leilani Kai.
Yes, I do have a very tough match coming tonight because every match has been tougher than the next. I'm facing a WWF veteran, a ladies legend as far as wrestling goes, and I feel that if I have the fans behind me and the fans supporting me, just maybe I can win tonight.
North American Championship Wrestling returns to Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday night, June 22nd, bell time, 8 p.m. at the Charlotte Middle School with an outstanding lineup of professional wrestling action. On the card, you're going to see the main attraction, wrestling fans. You're going to see the Reverend Slim and the Black Angel, the Holy Alliance, the North American Tag Team Champions, will be in Charlotte. You'll also see the Lumberjacks with Big Tony Cicero. You'll see the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, and in Charlotte on June 22nd, Carnage makes his return.
Also making his return will be the Masked Assassin. That's right, Buddy Zirconium. The 30 days are up. Well, you used your little bit of power. It did you absolutely no good. Well, I tell you what, I've got a little something in store for you. Manny Fernandez, I've got something for you too. And I'm going to tell you, wrestling fans, come on out because you're going to see something you hadn't seen in a long time. The Assassin is not happy. The Assassin is mad. The Assassin is going to do what he does best.
Wrestling fans, buy your tickets now at Pawn USA and Video Voltage in Charlotte. Also at Jim's Automotive Service and Repair. North American Championship Wrestling, Saturday night, June 22nd, bell time, 8 p.m., Charlotte Middle School. Make your plans, wrestling fans, to be there. Saturday night, June 22nd, Charlotte Middle School, bell time, 8 p.m.
Introducing first in the ring. She is accompanied to the ring by the manager of champions, Big Tony Cicero. She is the former WWF World Ladies Champion, Leilani Kai. Her opponent, ladies and gentlemen, comes to us tonight from Las Vegas, Nevada. Make welcome Persephone!
Okay, wrestling fans, we have the vivacious and absolutely gorgeous Leilani Kai here. She is going up against Persephone, a young lady that I don't know very much about. She is certainly statuesque and very attractive, but Leilani Kai is the, if you will, the first lady of wrestling, in my opinion, right now.
I tell you, Leilani Kai is one heck of a competitor. She's had an incredible career, but Persephone is taking it to her right now. But here's Tony Cicero over here distracting the referee. We could have had a count of 3 right there, just like that.
Yes, we could, but I'll tell you what, once again, my friend Tony Cicero has aligned himself with a very gorgeous beautiful young woman in Leilani Kai. I assume that it is strictly a business situation, but he could certainly not be in better company.
Could somebody tell me how this came about? Does anybody know? Maybe we should get the Phantom over here.
The Phantom, yeah, let's get him over here because we haven't heard an ignorant comment in about 30 seconds. It looks like a standing wrist lock, and Leilani Kai takes Persephone to the mat, and that's exactly where she needs to be, is on the mat.
Persephone down, that looks like one of those blatant chokeholds.
No, all that is it's a wrist lock that she has carried her to the floor with. See, if you notice.
She has. You're exactly right. I stand corrected here.
Well, you should stand corrected.
I couldn't see from my perspective here what was going on, but she was obviously in a lot of pain, and knowing Leilani's background as I do, I would have only assumed that maybe she was giving her a little choke up.
Are you making some sort of reference to her position right now? You're talking about her background.
No.
Quite frankly, let me tell you this. Leilani Kai is one fine lady, a very beautiful young woman, and she is an excellent wrestler.
Absolutely.
And you should give her the proper respect because she has earned
her. She is a former world ladies champion. She's been all over the world. She's defeated everybody.
At one time or another, she has.
She's right in there with Persephone right now, and this Persephone is a fine up-and-coming competitor, making a name for herself in professional wrestling, and she's doing quite well against the former world champion.
Actually, she is acquitting herself quite well, but quite honestly, I would be disappointed in anything less because Leilani Kai brings to the ring experience and technique and wrestling ability, and she should be put up against the best that the business has to offer. So you should expect good matches anytime you see wrestling of this caliber, the kind of wrestling that we have here in North American Championship Wrestling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Featuring only the finest in professional wrestling action, North American Championship Wrestling. We have some of the best and we have some of the worst, and I don't mean wrestling ability-wise. I mean,
I agree with you. I have seen some of the worst.
I mean, we have some morally corrupt people here.
Yes, we certainly do, and I'll be glad when you and Buddy Diamond are gone. That will correct that situation once and for all.
I tell you what, that really stuck in your craw, did it? Buddy called you on the carpet.
He hadn't called me at anything.
Your craw, didn't it?
It hasn't stuck in my craw. It's gonna stick in his head. I want you to look at this maneuver here. This is an absolutely excruciating pain. I cannot believe Leilani Kai is withstanding this pain. I am very glad she was able to break that hole. That could have broke both her arms.
Speaking of Buddy Diamond, you know, Buddy, when he was elected by the fans here as the commissioner, he vowed that he was going to clean some of the mess up that was going on around here.
Well, let's get one thing straight. First of all, I was elected by the fans to be the commissioner, but I had to disqualify myself because in order to be the commissioner, I would have had to have released all of my wrestlers from their contracts, and quite frankly, I just make too much money at that to allow that to happen, so that is why I am not the commissioner.
And if you believe that, fans, I have property on Green Swamp Road in Supply for sale cheap. Give us a call.
Well, if you have any property, I'm sure it's on Green Swamp Road.
Leilani Kai going to a handful of hair here on Persephone.
No, she's just trying to get the hair out of Persephone's eyes.
She's rolling over and going for the count. Persephone has come out, and she's got her back into a surfboard of sorts.
Looks like she's rocking and rolling. What is going on here?
Sure is. This could be a submission. This could be over pretty quick here, Assassin.
Well, I tell you what, Leilani Kai is in a very disadvantaged situation right now, and I would not be surprised if she did submit. That is very, very painful. I am surprised that Tony Cicero is allowing this to go on. He should get the referee's attention and make him break that hold because it was an illegal maneuver that got her in that situation.
Referee Randy Atkinson right on top of the action here, fans. Referee Randy Atkinson.
I don't know whether you saw it or not, but Leilani Kai was able to kick. She took her feet and kicked her way out of that particular hole, and that is
she's
a sign
taking her
of a
fist
veteran.
and she's going to work on the midsection of Persephone.
Well, Persephone has used some very illegal tactics in this match, and quite frankly, I think she deserves what she gets.
Leilani Kai,
you will notice
through the ropes. Now look at Tony Cicero.
That's
here.
right. He's helping her up and going to help her back into the ring.
Look at Tony Cicero slapping her over there.
Well, I'm very surprised at that. He's normally a gentleman. She obviously must have said something very ugly to him.
How do you explain that?
She obviously said something very ugly to him.
Tony Cicero, the fans are not happy with him in Charlotte, North Carolina. As Leilani Kai, Cicero is drawing the referee's attention again, and Leilani Kai choking the daylights out of Persephone in the ring.
That was a blatant chokehold.
I think that's a blatant chokehold up there right now.
Well, I tell you what, it looks to me like Persephone's in a little bit of trouble here.
I tell you what, Tony Cicero, when he got his hair cut and he got beat up, he got exactly what he deserved.
Did you see that headbutt to the midsection? That absolutely destroys those abdomen muscles.
Another headbutt to the midsection of Persephone. Persephone is in a lot of trouble here, fans. She's in a lot of trouble as Leilani goes for the cover. Persephone powers out.
I believe that's a slip out. That's not a power out.
Tony Cicero over here fussing at the referee again.
Well, the referee needs to be fussed at.
I think I'm going to have a talk with Commissioner Diamond about Tony Cicero as well. I think something needs to be done about this guy.
Yeah, something needs to be done about our commissioner. Something needs to be done about Ben Throckmorton also.
I think
because the idiots in action have taken over and they are running amok in North American Championship Wrestling.
I think Reverend Slim and the Black Angel may take care of Tony Cicero, fans, so you stay tuned.
Yeah,
stay tuned here. I think they may take care of him.
Yeah, they have awakened a sleeping giant. They're going to be sorry for what they did.
Well,
you can believe that.
A large, rotund, obnoxious man is what he is. I wouldn't call him a giant.
Well, he is a man. There's no doubt about that. The word obnoxious, I don't know where you came up with that from. But I will tell you this, and I'll tell you this right now. They have made a mistake in awakening Tony Cicero. He will have his lumberjacks ready to destroy them.
Can you say, oh, and Tony Cicero nails Leilani Kai by accident. Now he's holding Persephone as they're putting the fist to Persephone over here on the outside. That calls for immediate disqualification. There is absolutely no room for that.
They need to disqualify Persephone because she caused Tony Cicero to hit his own associate.
What's he doing hitting anybody out there?
Well, that is a good question. I agree that is not acceptable to me either.
Again, Persephone powers out.
I will tell you this. I see no reason for any man to ever hit a woman. But I will tell you this. There is also no cause for Persephone to put him in the position to where he hit his own associate, Leilani Kai.
Tony Cicero over here arguing with the fans at ringside. His behavior just disgusts me. I'm just disgusted by it. I'm at a loss for words.
That is one pleasant thing about this situation.
Clothesline by Persephone, another one. And she has Leilani Kai, the former world champion, on the run. Here comes Tony Cicero into the ring. Ring the bell! Ring the bell!
It looks like that Leilani Kai is the winner. Obviously, Persephone has been disqualified for interference from outside.
The winner of the match by disqualification, Persephone!
She should have been the one disqualified. She should have been disqualified, not Leilani Kai. What kind of miscarriage of justice is this?
Wrestling fans, we'll be right back with more action right after this.
Hello, wrestling fans. We're here today in the Charlotte Middle School with the Assassin and the North American Heavyweight Champion, the Barbarian. Assassin, kind of a strange turn of events here of late. In spite of you, the fans here in North American Championship Wrestling seem to be warming up to the Barbarian, hearing a lot of cheers out there in the crowd. Do you have any comments on that situation?
Well, first of all, that's not a situation. That's just a fact of life. The fans here in Charlotte are educated. The fans around North Carolina are educated. They know class when they see it, and they know talent when they see it. I have class. The Barbarian has the talent. He is the wrestling machine. We are taking on any and all comers. We don't care who it is. Dusty Rhodes, anybody, Bobby Fulton, anybody that wants to sign on the dotted line, come to the North American Championship Wrestling and get what you have coming to you.
Hey, this is Big Tony Cicero, along with the North American Tag Team Champions, the Lumberjack. For chopping down opponents in the ring, my Lumberjacks are second to none.
For tree removal and stump grinding, pruning and storm removal.
Paul Bunyan's tree service is fast, friendly, and reliable. Call them now, because Big Tony Cicero said so.
North American Championship of Wrestling returns to Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday night, June 22nd, bell time, 8 p.m., the Charlotte Middle School. You'll see the Holy Alliance, Reverend Slim of the Black Angel. You'll see the Raging Dog, Manny Fernandez, and Carnage makes his return in Charlotte. Wrestling fans, make your plans now. Saturday night, June 22nd, bell time, 8 p.m., Charlotte Middle School. Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first the challenger. He weighs in tonight at 235 pounds and hails from the City of Angels. Make welcome, fantastic Bobby Fulton. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, is the North American Heavyweight Champion. He is accompanied to the ring by his manager and advisor, the Masked Assassin. He weighs in at 307 pounds and hails from parts unknown. He is the Barbarian.
Okay, fans, welcome back to North American Championship Wrestling. What you see in the ring now is one half of the Fantastics, Bobby Fulton, going up against our North American Heavyweight Champion, the Barbarian, and his manager, the Masked Assassin. So welcome back to the announced position, Ben Throckmorton. And there's the bell.
You take care of this belt. I'll be back for it in just a moment.
I'll take care of it.
Collar and elbow tie up. Once again,
Absolutely. Bobby Fulton in there against the Barbarian. This is going to be a fantastic match, man.
pardon the expression, of course. Bobby,
excuse me. I'm sorry there. I'm sorry there, Phantom.
Bobby Fulton obviously going up against a big, huge man in the Barbarian, but I'll tell you something, Ben, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, is it not?
Bobby Fulton has been there and done that. Classic matchup of size and strength against speed and agility, and we're going to see what happens here with this one. Bobby Fulton, formerly one half of the Fantastics, former NWA World Tag Team Champion, UWF World Tag Team Champion, been there and done it all.
Absolutely. If any man in the North American Championship Wrestling locker room can go head-to-head with a Barbarian and have enough technique and enough skill to pull it off, it would be Bobby Fulton. Of course, I think the big equalizer is going to be outside the ring with the Masked Assassin, who's up to no good carrying that big black snake-like cane of his.
Yes, I tell you what, the human parasite, the assassin, has been over here all night. He's been on my back the whole night over here. Incredible, just incredible, this Masked Assassin.
I've never heard a man talk so much and saying absolutely nothing. The man purports himself to be a brainchild, a genius, and here's a man who once sold the North American Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title, as I recall, for a hit bag full of money.
Yes, he sure did. He sure did. He is, the assassin is an assassin. He is a mercenary from way back. Money is his motivation. He doesn't care how he gets it, who he climbs over to get it, and please don't turn your back on him or you'll be had.
Absolutely, absolutely. Bobby Fulton in the ring, got a big arm bar. He's got the assassin off his feet, and he's neutralizing the power of the big man, which I think is a very smart move, Ben.
Absolutely. Bobby Fulton going to work on the arm of the big man. Going back, he's working one part of the body, trying to weaken this big man down. I think he really needs to get the Barbarian off his feet.
Absolutely. He can't stay in one place with the Barbarian. The Barbarian is just too powerful. Bobby Fulton, quick as a hiccup when he needs to be. He's got to cut and run. He's got to take his shots and move and get out of the way of that big man, because once the big man gets him, it's going to be all over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's got the Barbarian tied up over there right now. Bobby Fulton looking very good in this matchup as the assassin is moving around ringside over there. Moving around ringside.
Always
that
up to something,
stick, always up there harassing the referee, in this case Randy Atkinson. He's giving his man a little instruction. Barbarian's shaking off the pain that Bobby Fulton was putting on that left arm, and obviously getting a little bit of encouragement here from his mentor, the Masked Assassin.
Oh, the assassin is a very intelligent man. If you ask him what time it is, the assassin can't tell you how to make the watch. But the point being, the Barbarian doesn't need the assassin in his corner, Ben. The Barbarian's an accomplished wrestler. He can go match up with anybody in the wrestling business. What he needs with a man like the assassin in his corner, I just don't know.
Well, everybody's looking for an edge. Everybody's looking for an edge, and quite frankly, the Barbarian has the edge inside. Speed, well, not speed, sorry, I misspoke there. Size and strength, Phantom. And now he's got an edge with the assassin in his corner with that great big stick.
And I'll tell you something, another determining factor may just be the heart. I don't think we've seen the Barbarian tested too much recently here in NACW rings. Bobby Fulton, always known for having a lot of heart, been in there with the biggest and the baddest in the wrestling business. He will not quit. He'll just keep coming at you.
What do you hear about the Assassin and the Nightmare? What's the scuttlebutt on that, Phantom? I know Assassin came out here and made this big deal about how he would try to give the Nightmare one more chance if he could defeat Bobby Fulton. He didn't defeat Bobby Fulton, but the Assassin goes to ringside last week, slips the Nightmare an object in an effort to defeat Danny Dollar for the TV championship. Of course, he was caught by Buddy Diamond, and he is one hot man about that now.
Of course, Assassin always gets hot when you catch him with his hands in a cookie jar. What he sees in the Nightmare, obviously, is a paycheck. The Nightmare is a very accomplished professional wrestler, don't get me wrong, and he's not above taking a shortcut, just like the Assassin. The deal is, he sees a paycheck, and here we go. Here's the Assassin with the cane, choking the daylights out of Bobby Fulton.
The Assassin working his magic at ringside here while the Barbarian draws the attention of referee Randy Atkinson. It's immediate disqualification. I mean, there's no place in professional sport for activities such as these. I mean, if something like that takes place in baseball, the guy's suspended. I mean, he's fined.
The man just gets away with everything. We need stronger officiating. If I can make any call to Buddy Diamond, we need to strengthen the officiating here in NACW. Let these guys fight fire with fire. Let's get rid of these managers outside, the bald Tony Ciceros, the Assassins. They get away with far too much.
Absolutely. Of course, now to the credit of the referees, we have some of the finest referees in professional wrestling, but you get a man running around the outside out there, and you can only watch so much. The action here in North American Championship Wrestling is hot and heavy, as you can see, fans. Of course, the Assassin drawing the attention of Randy Atkinson over there, and the Barbarian's choking Bobby Fulton out on the ropes.
What can an official do? This is why we need two officials out here. One just to watch the Assassin. We need a special enforcer out here to make sure these guys on the outside, the Assassins, do not get away with this kind of junk. We have way too much.
Sunset flip, can he get him over? I don't think he's going to get him over.
He just doesn't have the power in those arms, Ben Throckmorton. He's got a 300-pound man, and getting him over is going to be an almost impossible task.
There he goes over. He's got him for count of 1, 2. And Barbarian powers out at the count of 2, and he is on referee Randy Atkinson. But Randy Atkinson's having none of that, and we got a schoolboy here. 2, and Barbarian comes out again at the count of 2.
Big mistake by the Barbarian. Never, ever turn your back on the man in the ring, especially a man with the quality of a Bobby Fulton who'll take advantage of that quicker than you can just turn around.
Barbarian goes to the eyes of Bobby Fulton up there, and Bobby Fulton is in a lot of trouble.
And once again, the referee is distracted, arguing with the Assassin, Ben Throckmorton.
Barbarian captures Bobby Fulton in that big bear hug, and that's got to be putting a hurting on that rib cage.
Absolutely. Plus, the Barbarian has a height advantage, and he's pressing down on Bobby Fulton's back, taking him down the small of his back, crushing those kidneys. That's a very, very painful maneuver.
Human parasite. There it is, wrestling fans.
Here we go again with the human parasite.
I'll tell you one thing, I heard that comment, and I want you idiots to shut up over here right now. You call this match down the middle of the road, I'm going to watch the tape, and it better be commentary at its fairest.
Just get back to the match and watch the man in the ring, otherwise he's going to lose to a man the quality of a Bobby Fulton assassin.
I'm going to tell you right now, son, you need to keep that mouth shut while you can still run it, because I will promise you one thing, I will make you a real Phantom. Post-tape.
Just get back and take care of business before I take care of you, fat boy.
Have you ever heard one man say so much and say so little at the same time?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, there's a big vacuum in this building right now with all the hot air expelled by that big bald parasite over there.
Barbarian with a backbreaker on Bobby Fulton, and we're going for a cover here. Bobby Fulton out at the count. That was a 2 3/4 there. This match almost ended.
No give up in Bobby Fulton. The man's got the heart of a lion. He will not quit. He will not give up. He'll just keep coming at the Barbarian. The question is, does he have enough left in that gas tank to pull off the big upset?
He's in a lot of trouble up there right now, Phantom, as Barbarian goes to the second rope. What are we going to do here? Randy Atkinson admonishing the Barbarian. He's going for the big elbow drop, but Bobby Fulton had enough left to get out of the way.
Bobby Fulton trying to rally the crowd around him. He needs all the energy he can get. He's got
a big right hand to the forehead of the Barbarian, and he's going to send him for a ride. No, we're going to get a reversal. Oh, DDT! How did he pull that one off?
He pulled something out of somewhere, Ben Throckmorton. Must be the adrenaline from these fans. He's got these fans rolling with him. He's got to keep this up. He can't have any let up. Because if the man gets caught in those big arms of the Barbarian, he's going to have a big world of trouble.
Oh, he's gone to the sleeper hold. He's got Barbarian in the sleeper hold. This one could be over, sports fans.
He's got to throw. He's got to keep all he can in there. He's got to hang on for dear life right now.
Oh, he's going to roll it. Oh, Bobby Fulton out of the way, and he slams the Barbarian back into the corner, and he gets him in the sleeper hold again.
That's the experience of a Bobby Fulton, getting out of the way before he get caught in that corner.
We could see a new North American Heavyweight Championship crown right here on television tonight, fans. Right here on TV.
Barbarian looks like he's going down. Does he have anything left in that tank?
Oh, he slapped referee Randy Atkinson. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Once again, Assassin goes with another underhanded cheap trick to try and save his man's title. Why do we have to constantly see this in North American Championship Wrestling rings? There's no room for any of that.
Commissioner Buddy Diamond has come out. He's come out to the ring. Referee Buddy Diamond having a little trouble.
Assassin, I knew you'd do it. You'd step over the line. You are suspended for 30 days and a $500 fine for slapping a referee.
The Assassin, Buddy Diamond, haven't seen what transpired out here.
It's about time we got a commissioner that's going to stand up and take charge.
Let me tell you one thing. You are fining me and suspending me for slapping a referee. If that man's a referee, the woods are full of them. He is not a referee. Bobby Fulton came out here and continued to twist the Barbarian's hands. Doctor twisted his fingers off. I don't know what you're talking about. I was trying to get his attention. That's all I was trying to do. Well, you go ahead and you suspend me if you think you can, and you fine me if you think you can, because I'm going to tell you something. $500 ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. You go ahead and do what you want to do.
Wow.
The Barbarian is our champion. He will be the champion, and I can take a 30-day vacation in Rio de Janeiro for as far as that goes.
Barbarian appears to be a little bit upset too, Phantom.
$5 you ain't got.
This issue just got real personal between Buddy Diamond and the Assassin. The Barbarian looks lost.
And you've done it, Assassin.
Barbarian, there seems to be a little trouble in paradise up there as Barbarian
the
and
only
the
reason
Assassin.
you still got the belt is because he's disqualified.
Barbarian and the Assassin seeming to have a little trouble up there as well. They're having a little argument up here at ringside.
I think Barbarian's a little concerned here, Ben.
the Reverend Slim, the Black Angel, Lumberjacks. You boys sound like gimmicks to us. Let me tell you something. This isn't a gimmick. This is professional wrestling. It's what we do day in and day out, and we do it better than anybody else. You boys are entertainers. We are athletes.
Boys, let me tell you something. Big ones line up, little ones bunch up. Welcome to professional wrestling.
Abdullah the Butcher, Beastmaster Rickling. You're watching North American Championship Wrestling. Don't touch that dial.
Hey, this is Big Tony Cicero, along with the North American Tag Team Champions, the Lumberjack. For chopping down opponents in the ring, my Lumberjacks are second to none.
For tree removal and stump grinding, pruning and storm removal.
Paul Bunyan's tree service is fast, friendly, and reliable. Call them now, because Big Tony Cicero said so.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of North American Championship Wrestling. Joining you tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Charlotte Middle School, the home of the Pirates. Ben Throckmorton here, your host, joined by the Masked Assassin.
This ought to be an exciting match here. We have Tony Platinum from Las Vegas going up against Mike Youngblood. He is, I'm not sure which tribe he's from, but he is a young Indian competitor, and he's quite an athlete, and he is the Carolinas champion, and we're certainly glad to have him here today.
Yes, Mike Youngblood having defeated Lord DeVore a couple weeks ago right here on television for that Carolinas Heavyweight Championship, squaring off in there against young Tony Platinum. Mike Youngblood getting that Indian blood flowing and trying to get the crowd behind him in Charlotte, appearing to do so, Assassin.
That's right. I tell you what, he's quite a talented young fella. He seems to be a little accident prone, though. I know he's had a broken wrist and a broken ankle in his stay here in the North American Championship Wrestling, but he does keep coming back.
Looking impressive in this opening. A little quick action there with an arm drag and a hip toss, and Tony Platinum has gone to the outside for a breather. Yeah, your man, the Barbarian, actually broke his leg in a North American Tag Team Championship match many months ago down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yes, he did, and I tell you what, it looks like Tony Platinum here is following up on that. I see he's got all fired up, but it looks to me like he's having a hard time with this young fella. He's probably having a hard time where his pants are blending in with the apron on the ring. Do you think that's what it is?
Mike Youngblood taking a hard spill there as Tony Platinum sends him careening into that corner post, and that corner post is made out of steel, as you know, Assassin. That's certainly gonna hurt.
Now, everybody thinks that's made out of steel, but that's actually foam rubber, you see. We do that so that you'll think you get hurt when you get thrown into that. That foam rubber holds that ring up real well, I thought.
Tony Platinum tearing at the mouth of Mike Youngblood. Randy Atkinson chastising him for that maneuver and telling him to let that hole go, but the damage has been done at this point. Tony Platinum with a big right hand, and Mike Youngblood, the Carolinas champion, is in trouble here as he reverses the whip. And a double clothesline there as both men go down.
Yeah, but I believe Tony, it was a glancing blow off Tony Platinum, but what is he doing now? That is unbelievable. Did you see that?
A nice flip there by Tony Platinum, landing across the chest and abdomen area of Mike Youngblood, prone on the mat there, and he's going to go for the cover here. Count of two, and Mike Youngblood has kicked out. This could be a huge feather in the cap of Tony Platinum if he could defeat the Carolinas heavyweight champion right here on television.
Yeah, he might just get the whole headdress, and then he'd have a real feather in his cap. Because did you see the headdress this young Indian wore into the matches? That's absolutely amazing. He could get the whole feather deal, and who knows? He might even be the new champion.
Randy Atkinson looking on close as Tony Platinum has secured an armbar on Mike Youngblood. This could be a mistake here, Assassin. I'm not sure this is the time of the match for an armbar. He had Mike Youngblood hurt, had him on the move. I think he may have given him, although that is a very painful hold there, he's given Youngblood a chance to check his breath here, and possibly, Youngblood's going to block that maneuver and send him for a ride over the top. Tony Platinum with a big leap, and Youngblood steps to the side, and Platinum crashes hard to the mat.
Well, what you're seeing here is experience taking over. Tony Platinum's quite an athlete, and
Power slam by Mike Youngblood. He's positioning the man. He's going to go up top, Assassin.
yeah, this is a situation where he's got Platinum hurt. He believes he's got him where he's going to keep him in a prone position, and if he does, this could end the match.
Oh, a big leg drop from the top rope, and I think this one is over as Randy Atkinson counts 3. This one is over. Mike Youngblood, the Carolinas heavyweight champion, is your winner, fans. Mike Youngblood, the Carolinas heavyweight champion.
In a very impressive victory. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Ben, that was an impressive match, and I believe that this kid's going to go a long way in professional wrestling. I want you to look at this form as he comes crashing down. That is a vicious maneuver. I really think it should be banned from professional wrestling.
I'm not sure it should be banned. Lots of guys are working off the top rope as Randy Atkinson counts to 3, and we're recapping here the big power slam that set all that up, Assassin, as he drove the young man to the mat. And wrestling fans, we will be right back after this. Hello, wrestling fans. Here today with the Beastmaster, Rick Link. Rick Link, you've made good on a lot of your promises last couple weeks. Carnage hurt in the bed at home. Brad Hunter no longer with us. I have a contract here in my hands, Mr. Link, for Abdullah the Butcher to face Mike Youngblood next week.
Abdullah the Butcher contract.
Your comments on...
Yeah, number 2. Yeah. There it is. There's a contract. There's a contract. Abdullah Butcher knows how to take care of contracts, just like we knew how to take care of Bad Brad Hunter and Carnage. And next week right here on NACW TV, Abdullah the Butcher against Mike Youngblood. There's going to be another one going to the hospital, and there may be even more. There's going to be some big surprises next week right here on TV.
Hollis and Debbie invite you to join them for an evening of relaxation and fun at the Anchor Inn at 2067 Holden Beach Road in Charlotte. Come on Monday nights for the 9-ball tournament, Tuesday nights for the in-house pool league, and Saturday nights for live entertainment with no cover charge. There's also a billiard instruction available from professionally trained instructors. Just 1.5 miles from Holden Beach. Daily drink specials, friendly atmosphere, all ABC permits, and the official after-match home of NACW. Get the coldest beer on the coast at the Anchor Inn, 910-842-1665.
Wrestling fans, I'm sure you've all heard about Battle by the Beach. Saturday night, March 30th, Wilmington, North Carolina, at the Coastline Convention Center. Battle by the Beach, fans, was one outstanding night of professional wrestling. If you missed it, fans, you missed one of the greatest nights in the history of our sport. I'm sure you've all heard about the tag team match. Reverend Slim and the Black Angel dethroned the Lumberjacks, whom everyone thought, the Lumberjacks and Tony Cicero, would be invincible. Big Daddy, Big Wood, almost 800 pounds of bone-crunching professional wrestling terror. They're in the ring. They've got Cicero on the outside. Nobody thought that they could be beaten, but Reverend Slim and the Black Angel overcome them in a 2 out of 3 falls bout on this particular night in Wilmington, North Carolina, and won the titles, and the fans are still buzzing about it. Wrestling fans, the second half of the double main event is what you're seeing on your screen right now. It was Bad Brad Hunter and his partner, the original hardcore icon, the Madman from the Sudan. He was hardcore before they had a name for it. Abdullah the Butcher is in Bad Brad Hunter's corner, and he is facing the then North American heavyweight champion, Carnage, who had turned his back on Hunter and the fans, and his partner, the Beastmaster, Rick Link, and I'm sure you all know who Rick Link is and know his tendencies. Wrestling fans, this is the match. This is the match that set everything in motion. This match, the result of this contest between these four gentlemen, this was a lights out, no DQ, no time limit, no count out. There must be a winner to stop this match. There must be a clear-cut 3-count pinfall winner. This is the match that resulted in the North American heavyweight title being held up. The title was held up. A tournament was held in Newton, North Carolina for the most coveted prize in professional wrestling today, the NACW North American Heavyweight Championship. It was a one-night tournament in Newton, North Carolina. One night for the gold in Newton. We don't have the results of that tournament that's taping, fans, but we will update you that in weeks to come. It was a fantastic night, I'm sure. Entered in the tournament were the Honky Tonk Man, the longest reigning WWF Intercontinental Champion ever in the history of the sport. We had Ricky Morton, 8-time NWA World Tag Team Champion, was entered in the tournament. The Barbarian competed, the Beastmaster Rick Link, and many more, fans. Many more people were entered into the tournament, and we'll have those results for you in weeks to come. But as you see in the ring, this was a particularly hard-fought contest between these four gentlemen. There was a lot of bad blood between these four guys. A lot went down that led up to this contest. And as you see in the ring right now, Carnage seems to have Bad Brad Hunter, fans, in complete control. He's flat on his back in the middle of the ring. He's been busted open at the hands of the Beastmaster, and he desperately needs a tag. Desperately needs to tag his partner, Abdullah the Butcher, who is the Madman from the Sudan. Wrestling fans sitting at ringside, almost in awe of the punishment that Brad Hunter is receiving as he DDTs Carnage. He's out on the mat himself and desperately needs to tag his partner as the fans begin to get behind Bad Brad Hunter in Wilmington, North Carolina. Buddy Diamond starts the count as both men are down. Both men are struggling to get back to their feet. Both men in a lot of trouble, fans. Bad Brad Hunter, as you can see from his face, was out on his feet. The blood was cascading down his face, but he did manage to tag his partner. He managed to tag his partner, and Abdullah the Butcher made his way into the ring, caught Carnage in the corner, and immediately went to work on the big man with those big tape fists. Carnage is down, as you see. Honest John Cheatham, Abdullah's manager, in the corner over there, calling to him in Arabic, giving him instructions. I don't understand Arabic, fans. If some of you do, that's great. I'd love to know what he was saying. He wouldn't tell anybody, but obviously encouraging Abdullah, offering instruction, and Abdullah has split Carnage wide open at this point, and the heavyweight champion, the North American heavyweight champion, is in a lot of trouble, fans. Now, we are going to have a phone link up. They're trying to get it linked up right now. We're going to link up and talk to Carnage live from his hospital room in New York City. Carnage is in the hospital still in New York City as a result of what happened in this match. He's in the hospital. We're trying to get that link up done now. As soon as we get that link established, we will talk to Carnage live here on today's program. The Beastmaster Rick Link, fans, you'll notice him standing almost nonchalantly in the corner. As I was watching this match in Wilmington that evening, as I was watching the match, I wondered a little bit about the lack of excitement, I guess, on his part. But as it turns out, I'm sure Rick Link knew exactly what he was doing. And fans, if you've heard about this match, you know exactly what happened, what went down in Wilmington, North Carolina. You can see Carnage is busted wide open, fans. It's a mask of red on his face. He's out on his feet as Bad Brad Hunter is applying heavy right hands. The big man refuses to go down, but one more shot and he's out on his feet. You can see the look on Abdullah's face in the corner. He has a wild look on his face. He looks like a madman over there as he's inserting that fork back into his boot. And obviously missed the watchful eye of referee Buddy Diamond there. Brad takes him down and he's going for the pin. A count of 1, 2, and Carnage, a testament to his durability, his stamina, his heart. He kicks out of there. I don't agree with Carnage's tactics or what he's done of late, fans, but you can't argue with the man's heart and his stamina as he takes another heavy judo thrust from the madman. Wrestling fans, it was an ugly night in Wilmington. It was an ugly night, a lot of punishment dished out with Carnage catching the brunt of it. And you can see Honest John Cheatham there encouraging Abdullah the Butcher to pop Carnage's eye out of the socket. As it will turn out, the results of this match, fans, Carnage being injured, being laid up in the hospital, as you're going to see here. It was an ending that certainly I didn't foresee, and I don't think anybody else did. It was an incredible turn of events, as you're going to see with Abdullah turning on Bad Brad Hunter, and then both Abdullah and Rick Link teaming up to injure Carnage, which led up to the North American Heavyweight Championship being held up due to Carnage's inability to defend, and of course the tournament we were talking about earlier in Newton, North Carolina. As the Beastmaster Rick Link is making an attempt to get Carnage out from under Abdullah there, as he slams Bad Brad Hunter in the head. Brad Hunter kicks him in the stomach and takes another heavy right hand from the Beastmaster. And I do believe, fans, that we have that hookup with Carnage right now. So fans, we're going to talk to Carnage right now live. Carnage, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Throckmorton. All I got to say is, Abdullah, Rick Link, you took me out, but, bones heal, and I'll be back, and back with a vengeance.
Carnage, I don't necessarily agree with what these two men did to you in Wilmington at Battle by the Beach. But I mean, Rick Link obviously has no loyalty to anyone. You paid him, albeit paid him to get rid of one Brad Hunter, and it seems to have backfired on you.
Yeah, Mr. Throckmorton, I'm sitting here in this hospital bed thinking about what happened. Excuse me. And Brad Hunter, me and you go way back, but I haven't forgotten about you. You want a title shot? You want some of me? I'll be back, and we can get it on.
Carnage, I do agree. I do agree with you that although I don't agree with your tactics or what you've been doing of late, you did not deserve, nor does anybody deserve what Rick Link and Abdullah the Butcher have done to you. The commission has held up the title, as you know. There's going to be a one-night tournament in Newton, North Carolina for the North American Heavyweight Championship. What are your feelings?
Well, I did pay Rick Link to come in and take Brad Hunter out. And, and then he turned his back on me. Rick Link, you done bit the hand that fed you, son. And when I come back, I'm going to come back with a vengeance stronger and bigger than ever. I haven't forgotten anything. I never lost that title. It shouldn't have been held up. But that's okay, because whoever the champion is, it doesn't matter, because when I come back, I'm coming back to hurt somebody. I'm coming back to take back what's mine, what should have never left me to begin with. And Rick Link, if you get in my way, son, I'm going to take you out, and along with Brad Hunter. I haven't forgotten anything. I might be sitting here all broke up right now. Everybody think, oh, Carnage, he might come back. Oh, good, he's going to come back the way he used to be. No, forget that. I'm coming back worse than ever. You have not seen Carnage until I come back. When I am done, you will look in a dictionary, you will look under the word Carnage, and next to where it says broken bodies and bloody bodies all over the place, you'll see a picture of Rick Link and Brad Hunter.
Thanks for your time, Carnage. Do wish you the best. Wish you the best. Heal up. Come back soon. And fans, let's go back to ringside.